What's up, True Heel Heat? True Heel Heat. What's up? True Heel Heat. All hands on me.
Hey guys, it's Thunder Rosa and welcome to True Heel Heat.
What's going on, everybody? This is your former AEW World Heavyweight Champion. Once a champion, always a champion. Swerve Strickland. Whose house? Swerve's house. You're watching True Heel Heat podcast.
Yo, what up? You know what it is. It's your boy AJ Francis reporting to you live from New York City, the birthplace of hip-hop. And I'm telling you that I'm only tuned in with True Heel Heat Wrestling. Holla at me.
Hello. It is me, your True Heel Phenom, SP3. We are live on the True Heel Heat YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter for NJPW Resurgence 2025 preview. Breaking down this Friday show from Ontario, California, as New Japan Pro Wrestling returns to the United States of America for a big show. 5 title matches on the lineup for this Friday. Plus, it is like the pre-show before we start one of the biggest tournaments of the year for the Best of Super Junior. So we're here to talk all about it. And yes, the never open weight 6-man tag team champions of New Japan Pro Wrestling content are back with you. First up, we got the MC of the past, present, and future of New Japan Pro Wrestling here on the True Heel Heat YouTube channel. It's your boy, J News. I feel like it's been so long since I saw you last, J News.
It's been a very long time, an exact 48 hours to be. But, you know, it is what it is, and we're back at it again. Stuff to talk about Friday. Resurgence is coming up. It's going to be a good show.
Yes, I've actually finished up doing my Sports Illustrated preview for the show as well. Go to Sports Illustrated, they'll probably drop either later today or tomorrow. But we have an expert here with us, someone who is very close to multiple wrestlers on the New Japan Pro Wrestling roster, or former competitors that used to be on the New Japan Pro Wrestling roster. She is the most positive New Japan fan in the world today. It is her life. It is Sonal's life. Sonal has returned. How are you doing, Sonal?
I'm doing well. Yeah, that's like I think this is all basing off what we've been speaking on social media. If anyone doesn't follow us, like any three of us, please do. Of basically how they were saying that Jeff Cobb got pulled early from New Japan just to not be there. But then me to remind everyone that Hikuleo's been gone for over a year. And we've not seen him.
I feel kind of bad, Sonal. We know the gimmick here was that I was the reason why he got signed, and now I feel bad because he's been on the shelf collecting dust for nearly a year.
Like, it's bad enough with Jeff Cobb, but you know what we said? You know, he left. I wasn't here for the Don Taku review, so I'll just say Callum blew my mind. I've always known he's been good, but he's had his critics in the past. So Cobb went, and you know what? Callum had this amazing opportunity. But I mean, like, if it gets delayed, fine. Like, at least we've had something with the Empire, and it's moving forward. Hikuleo, what are you doing? It's been so long.
I don't know what happened. Like, why haven't they used him? A lot of things are my fault, it seems, this week, but I'll take it. I'll take it in stride. But yes, yeah, you've missed a lot. We've talked about it a lot. We did our Dentaku preview. We did our review on Monday with me and Jay News. So I wanted to ask you, like, before we get into what's going down this Friday, what was your overall thoughts outside of the Callum Newman, which was a great performance? Me and Jay News talked about that. Probably top 2, top 1 best match of the weekend. I still give it to the Dog Pound Steel Cage. The greatest House of Torture match of all time. That was my personal best match of the weekend. But what did you think about the Dog Pound Steel Cage match and everything else that went down at Dontaku?
It was a very good 2 shows. Like, remember, Dontaku is not meant to be one of the best shows. It's not the biggest show of like New Japan, but the 2 days they did really well. They were very smart, having obviously the Dog Pound match on one night and then like the majority of the title matches on the second one, because it did allow you to like have that big hype on the Saturday, but then also not let it overshadow some of the big title matches. And I think the matches were really good. I'll say my one grievance, and I said this on social media. Rocky Romero needs to stay out of Takeshita's matches.
Why? He didn't do anything. He's a representative.
He did one thing. No, he did one thing, and I'll admit it was one thing. But one thing leads to another, and then Rocky Romero ends up becoming Dick Togo. We don't need that.
No, come on. I think you're going too far. I said I would call you out, and I'm going to call you out here. You're saying, oh, you don't want Don Callis family stuff. You don't want AEW stuff split over into New Japan. No. But I guarantee if Will Ospreay was still a part of United Empire and he was on AEW television being a part of United Empire, you would have no problem with that.
No, I don't like any interference. Like, I don't care. It could be my favorite. I didn't like when Gato used to interfere with Jay's matches. I just don't like interference like that. And I said this on social media. If I want interference, I will watch a House of Torture match. And I think normally you can get away with, like, if you're a heel, so it like works. But I think the way they're really pushing Takeshita, and the fact that Takeshita is one of the best, well, it kind of looks a bit cheap. And also, like, it didn't benefit in any way. Do you know what I mean?
It didn't affect the match. The match was great.
But I don't want them to tease this. Just the
He can't be in his corner. He can't be in his corner.
He wasn't just in the corner. Jado is just in ELP's corner. Rocky's out there doing the Rocky stuff.
Yeah, he's the king of sneaky style. What can
you
say?
Be the king of sneaky style. Just not with Takeshita. I don't know. Someone else in the Don Callis family might need him.
Not really, but yeah. But
Yeah, no, but they were two very good shows from start to end. I also liked on Sunday there was a lot of other promotions. So like Stardom, Kyushu, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I did say, so I'll say it to you. I think if they cut out a lot of the multi-man tags and stuff and just made this one show with like the last 4 matches of night 1 with the last 3 matches of night 2, this would have been a show of the year candidate.
You know that I'm a sucker for these multi-man matches because I get to see all of my favorite wrestlers. So I'm not gonna. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I personally really like it.
Jay News being one of them. Jay News being one of them. He hates the multi-man.
You just grow tired of it over the span of the tour. We had so many Road to Dontaku shows. It's like enough is enough. Give me the matches at the end of the day. Like we still could have had the prelim matches with the indie companies from Japan, and then we could have had the Stardom match that as a prelim match, and then give me the main matches from both days on one show. Make it a 4-hour show. Keep it tight. That's it. That's it.
Would have worked for me as well.
Like I said, I'm probably one of the very few people who will always watch every single tag match just because there tends to be, aside from maybe, for example, if it's just like House of Torture, like it tends to have people that I really want to watch in each one. So
House of Torture is on the up right now. They've had 3 great matches this year. So we need to stop. They've had 3. That's a record for them for any year, and we're only in May. They've had 3. Tanahashi and Evil at Wrestle Kingdom, Gabe and Ren in the New Japan Cup, and then the Dog Pound Steel Cage match. That is 3. That's their record.
Special shout out to Sanada in his disco ball suit.
Oh, it's so good. It's so Sonata bleeding. Like Jay News was shocked at Sonata bleeding.
But I'm also glad that they seemingly took the bad stuff from the last cage match, the danger and stuff, and they made it like a serious match. Like you said, like David Finlay bled. I don't think he bled in the last one. I think that was another thing. But I wasn't fearing for anyone's career or life.
Exactly. I was like the danger of the last one took away some of my enjoyment of the match. This one, I just loved every minute of it because it had everything you could want. It had blood, it had forks, it had barbed wire, it had
a flying Gato.
It had flying botch Gato.
No, my question though, was it a botch? Did he underestimate how hard the table was, or does Gato just weigh nothing, so it just made no impact?
He's light as a feather. It just looks like, a feather landed on this guy. It's not gonna break us.
No, but it's like you have Ishimori doing such the cool like backflip off the top of the steel cage, and they're like, Gato's doing a spot, and it was just the most lackluster spot ever.
He said like super high.
I felt bad for Dick Togo. I thought that's going to be even more painful than the table breaking.
Very true. Very true. We got a bunch of people already in the live chat with us. We appreciate y'all for joining us live. Appreciate y'all if you're watching us on demand. Either way, show your appreciation back the simplest way possible. You can drop the thumbs up on this video. You can share this video with all your wrestling fans, friends, and family on all your favorite social media platforms. If you are new to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell to stay notified for all the great content here. And of course, you can sound off in the live chat if you're with us live. We'll try to highlight as many of your comments as possible, but of course, if you're feeling generous, you want to give back to what we do here, you want to show your support to the True Heel Heat YouTube channel and our New Japan Pro Wrestling content, you can do so with a super chat donation. Any dollar amount matters. It goes back to the contributors that you see on screen with us here, and we always appreciate the support. We got Hassan in the live chat who says, let's roll up for Japanese wrestling preview. He also says, he wanted to specify. He's like, let's roll up for Resurgence preview. We also got Vala in the chat who says, who in NJPW will reference your SI article. If you're not aware of the joke, J News or Sonal, I'm officially a part of WWE canon now because Miss Rebecca Quinn, Becky Lynch.
I saw a tweet about it.
Yes, she mentioned my Sports Illustrated article naming her the #1 greatest women's wrestler of all time. So I'm officially a part of WWE Loyal. My crowning achievement as a writer. Thank you,
so
Rebecca
funny.
Quinn.
That is actually really epic, though. I saw that and I was like, oh my god, that's actually really cool.
And then she goes on to call her husband old. I don't know what her whole thing is, but hey,
her whole promo before Lyra came out was basically her subliminally shitting on Seth because she was like, "I have to take out the trash, I have to take out the garbage, I have to take out the recycling."
Basically, like, my husband is useless. It's all me. I am actually the man.
Exactly. Like I thought I was like I'm seeing through all of this, and I think that this is a shot at Seth Rollins. One, it's a shot at Seth Rollins for not taking out the garbage, and two, she seems to be able to change her promo style now that she's a heel, unlike her husband, who doesn't change his promo style, doesn't change anything about himself, still wants to be cheered.
For the last 10 years. He's been doing the same stuff.
It's like Becky has shown so many different characters throughout her career, and her husband is just he's going to rest on his laurels of this one character, and he thinks he can still be a heel. Ridiculous. But Rebecca Quinn, we love you here. Jeremy Orr says, hi, everyone. Good to see you in the chat. We got Zach Minger, who says, hey, SB3, J News, and Sonal's Life. How are you? He says, like your shirt as well. We also got Hassan, who's like, I like your hair's Sonal's Life. What about me and J News here? Like, this is like really like.
They saw I didn't straighten my hair, and they're like, I need to point it out. You guys need to give some love to SB3 and J News' hair.
The compliments is always for the ladies, because we're always here at the end of the day, SP3, and people just take us for granted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is true.
I'm special. They like to hype up when I'm here.
To be fair, Sonal is the star whenever she's on screen with us. She is the star. So we got Jeremy Orr. He says, I may stick to NJPW soon, like Sonal. See, look at that. Look at that. Everybody's like they're gonna follow your lead, Sonal. Like I said, Sonal's got wrestlers commenting on her stuff. Like when I had to do my reporting of what I found out about the United Empire drama, I had to also include a tweet from Sonal and the response to it when I gave it to J News. In case J News didn't know, even though he had already checked social media and seen it, I was like, here, you gotta have all the information. This is what the reply to Sonal's tweet.
The thing is, right, that like, and I'm going to mention this again, and I think I've mentioned it before if anyone's new to this. This is like dating back to even like when I was in Japan. I will randomly be tweeting stuff, and Jeff Cobb will randomly like it. And I understand if I tag Jeff Cobb in this, but similarly to what happened with all the beef with the United Empire, a lot of the time I did not tag him in it. He does not follow me. Okay, I have met him once 2 years ago. Okay. That's about the level of it. And then SP3 messaged me like, so now you're starting all this drama because Jen commented on my post that did not tag him in it, but was just referring to the drama that was going on while I was watching the show.
Love it. I love it. They know you're the star of the show. We even got a question for you, Sonal. Jeremy Orr asking, Sonal, when did you decide to only watch NJPW?
Okay, so yeah, it's tricky. So I started watching WWE in 2016, then started New Japan in 2018. Stopped watching, I think I started watching WWE around probably 2019. But then by that time I was watching Tokyo Joshi and DDT. But I think it was about maybe after the pandemic. Because like during the pandemic, I had so much time on my hands. So I was watching stuff. And also after the pandemic, I got my first full-time job. So around like 2021, if you guys know, I like K-pop and stuff. So K-pop is very all-consuming, like wrestling is. So I kind of worked out around 2021. I was like, if I want to enjoy wrestling, I want to enjoy K-pop, and I want to have a life, I need to sort of balance it out. And I've mentioned this before. I'm the kind of person that, and we sort of mentioned this before we started in terms of like, you know, we were saying about the tag matches, and I really like them because I'm the kind of person who has to watch everything. So I watch it. I've not missed a single New Japan show since I have got into it in 2018. And if anyone knows the DDT and Tokyo Joshi schedule, it's very much like New Japan, where there's not set days, it's set tours, and there's so many shows, and it almost became a chore. Do you know what I mean? You know, when you have so much to watch. So then I was like, I got to a point, and I think, around 2021, I was like, I need to cut it down. And New Japan gave me joy, and I could do stuff out without it feeling like work. And it's also a reason why I stopped writing about wrestling and why I just do like my YouTube and stuff like this, because I write for my work like every day. So I like to have wrestling as sort of like a fun thing.
Smart way to think about it. Don't make it all consuming like my life, where most of what I watch is wrestling.
I think it depends. Like, for example, like SP3 does so much good stuff. Like, he follows it and he does like news and stuff, and he works for so many amazing outlets. But I think for me, just because, like I said, K-pop is also very time consuming, and it's almost like you end up like just having one take over your life. Like, I was literally spending like 6 hours a day watching wrestling after work, and it's like even my parents were like, are you gonna watch something else? And that's it. I'm not saying that you like only watch it, and I think this is a very convoluted thing, but all I'm saying is I had to realize that I wanted to enjoy things. I had to not let it take over, and that's just because I have quite an obsessive personality. I always have to get fully into something. So like if you're normal and you can balance things out, then you can watch plenty, but I can't.
I love it. We got also in the chat here, Power Driver Finisher, one of our members of the channel. You can hit the join button and become a member as well. He says, Sports Illustrated Jones over here, talking about myself. Yes, Mr. Sports Illustrated is my new nickname. That's what Becky Lynch referred to me as, so now that's my alias. I can't put it anywhere because I don't want to get sued. Valab says, Sid is not bald, he's taller than his hair. See? He knows what he's talking about here. He also says, yeah, the Alberto stuff got a few people on my Discord server being like, that New Japan World sub is looking real good right now.
Can I also just say, also, like, the fact that also, like, Carl Fredericks, aka Eddie Thorpe, has been released. Now there is literally no reason for me to watch it.
I was literally going to ask you about that. I was like, I knew that was one of the few people that made you watch.
There's no reason for me to watch it. I mean, unless Jeff decides to come. But I don't know, this Alberto stuff is just really giving me, like, a very nasty case of this is actually disgusting.
Yeah. How what's in your WWE viewing like, J News?
I in the latter years have maintained my consistency of just catching up with the content via YouTube. I don't necessarily sit down and watch entire episodes of their TV, just because I feel a lot of the time I feel like it drags. There's that. The New Japan stuff, I'm a lot like Sonal. Like, even though I hate the tag, not hate, but I'm not a big fan of the tag matches, I sit there and watch everything. I can't like not watch everything because there's going to be certain beats and certain matches that if I miss it, I won't understand how it connects to the story later on. So I always have to watch matches that way. In regards to New Japan, but yeah, man, you know, I'm happy for Sonal that Carl Fredericks has come. It may come back to New Japan. That seems to be the way that he's going. I wasn't his biggest fan, even as a young lion, in the system, but we shall see where he goes. Yeah, no.
Stop in my heart. He was my favorite young lion out of that. Like, I even knew Gabe, but like Carl Fredericks was like a special place in my heart.
Carl, there was always something that didn't click with me or whatever the case is, but we'll see how it all breaks down. Clark Connors was my guy, but at the end of the day,
he's my dog for real.
That is true. Yeah, of all of Shibata's boys outside of Gabe, Clark is the one that I always gravitated towards. Now that Alex is gone, but yeah, man, yeah, the WWE stuff doesn't necessarily move me too much. I keep up with it just because this is the sphere we're in. Right, so I keep up with WWE stuff, AEW stuff. I really don't touch TNA, but you know,
smart
you know, I keep tabs on the other Japanese companies, be it Stardom or TJPW or DDT or even All Japan nowadays is filtering in, and the UK indies. Outside of that, I'm not, you know.
I finished watching Super Strong Style 16, the Monday show. That Monday show was one of the better indie shows that I've seen in a long time.
Dude, Kara versus Luke was. I've been listen.
Yes,
listen,
that was great. But the match of the night was the main event. Like Darius versus Leon Slater, they tore it up.
I feel so happy for Darius because at that he's been in and out here in the U.S. and he's a very, very entertaining dude. He wraps his drill to the ring and stuff like that. So that's always entertaining and stuff as hell. But he's funny, he's entertaining, but he's also a tremendous in-ring competitor at the end of the day. Him and Leon tore it down. Them dudes can do no wrong right now, man. So shouts to those boys. Shouts to everybody at Progress for putting on a hell of a shows during the weekend. And yeah, man, support your indie wrestling wherever you're at, be it the UK.
Absolutely.
Or the US. So.
Absolutely.
Also, Progress, if you're watching, please come up to Manchester again. It's been a while. I can't.
They'll be there in June.
In June. Let me search.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, go ahead. They got a show there in June because I'm connected now. I got my boy. Shout out to Mike Mad Dog Angus who hooked me up to go to the Sunday show for day one of Super Strong Style. So I got that connected, and I also talked to Lee, the owner. So I'm cool with him, and I'm cool with their social media guy as well. So been doing more. I'm gonna do some stuff, some content, maybe with Sports Illustrated, and I want to talk about it more here on True Hill Heat now that I am connected to Progress. And like I said, I loved Super Strong Style being there live for day one, and then day two was a phenomenal show. That matchup, like I said, go out of your way to watch Leon Slater versus Man Like Darius in the final. Michael Oku versus Leon Slater was just as great as their Rev Pro matchup, that their semifinal matchup. Oku also gave us the best Trent Seven matchup that I've seen in like 5 years. Like Trent Seven. It's been a long time since I saw a really good Trent Seven matchup, and Michael Oku has been delivering out there. And I like the fact that it's three African-American wrestlers who are like the mainstays of European wrestling, along with your Luke Jacobs and your Cara Noir, but Michael Oku, Leon Slater, and Man Like Darius really leading the charge for the UK. So I'm tapped in. I'm tapped in now. They got a fan.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, I can't always follow everything, obviously, in the UK, and a lot of the shows, especially Progress and Rev Pro, are down south. But that's the one thing that I always loved about, because even before I went to New Japan, I got into New Japan through watching the independent scenes because I got into Osprey. And then that's how I found New Japan. And the diversity, whether it's in the male wrestling or the female wrestling, like there's so much diversity within British wrestling. And like I remember when I was doing my journalism degree, and I did a whole like thing on women's wrestling, and I got to speak to Kanji, if anyone knows Kanji.
Yes.
And also I got to speak to the owners of Pro Wrestling Eve. For anyone who doesn't know, that is a women's promotion based here in the UK. And it's like, I feel really proud because like there are so many people that I've watched for years and they're getting their names out there, and there's so much diversity, and that always makes me very happy.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to reach out to the Pro Wrestling Eve people because I want to go to the show in June that's got Shuri in it. Shuri, that's gonna be in London. So I'm gonna try to see if I can go to that one. We got Balub hooking us up with some super chat donation. Thank you so much, Balub, for all the support. You always are one of our big supporters in the chat, as always, one of our members, one of the moderators in the chat. He says, I've still not decided to buy the show, talking about Resurgence yet. Part of me doesn't want to pay to see Sour Boy wrestle again. Who is Sour?
Yeah, I was gonna ask that.
And we also got Balub with a second super chat donation. Thank you so much, Balub. He says, it's really simple for me. I live in India. New Japan has been very time zone convenient. It's why I also do Korean exports, my actual writing side gig. Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, SP3 will understand that now he's in the UK. That actually just watching New Japan is so much easier. Like it starts.
Yes, it's so much easier here than when I'm living in New York. It's a pain
like
waking up at 2 a.m., 3 a.m.
the earliest start you'll ever get for a Japan show is maybe 7 or 6. And the latest, they all start at like 10 o'clock in the like thing. And obviously, again, this is not great, for example, if you're working and stuff. Obviously, me and SP3 have it's slightly easier for us because we work from home and things. But in terms of like the weekend ones, it just makes life so easy. You get up casually on a Saturday, you just put New Japan World in, it's done by lunchtime, you can get stuff done.
Like my favorite shows when I'm in the US or in the UK is the 5 a.m. start times. Because I'm always up because of my kids at 5 a.m. Even if I'm at my own place and my kids are not there, my brain does not work unless I get up at 5 a.m. So I'm okay with that in the US. But here in the UK, that's perfect because it's 10 a.m. So I could do stuff. I can do stuff with my kids, make sure they eat breakfast, and then watch a New Japan show.
You can get ready, you know what I mean? You can get ready for the day and be like, what? It's like when so SP3 has now told me that the show on Saturday is at 3 a.m. because it's in LA, which means that I'm going to be like a zombie watching the show because that's the thing. When you have to get up really early for a show, you're really tired. But when you watch Japan shows, when you're in the UK, it's like, oh, you're wide awake already because you're up at like a normal time anyway.
Yeah, we got I Make Beats in the chat who agrees. He says, hey, what's up, guys? Just tuned in. And yes, New Japan shows are the easiest to watch. Love it. Easy for the UK fans. We also got Manish in the chat who says, British indie wrestling is in or heading towards another golden period right now. It really seems like that because, like we said, there's like 5 guys that are killing it. You mentioned women's wrestling. I thought Rio and Nina Samuels tore it up in the main event of the show I went to on Sunday at the Electric Ballroom. They had a great matchup, and Rio seems to be sticking around the UK indies a little bit longer, despite all signs pointing to her heading to WWE. Progress flipped that on his head by having her win that matchup on Sunday there. So we also got Valop who says, I was there when SP3 became a war dog. I asked too, but got no response. It's okay. I'm gonna try to hook up all my brothers. I'll try to hook up. I'll open the back door for y'all to become war dogs as well, because y'all my dogs for real. I don't know if I have permission though to invite anybody, but I'll open.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're doing a Sonada and just inviting people in.
No, Valop's saying this because I had people in the chat over on Fightful trying to be like, "Oh, bro thinks he's a part of the team." Like, there is Bullet Club lore with SP3 in the Bullet Club. Like, there's lore dating back to like 2019 when I was in the Bullet Club block party. Like, come on, like people need to stop sleeping on.
To be fair, you say that, but I'm officially designated. I'm a TMDK member now. Hartley Jackson confirmed it. Robbie, Shane Hayes, Mikey Knuckles. So you know, you're a dog. I'm TMDK. There we go.
Look at that. J News, you got to get on the program.
Which faction do you want?
What faction are you part of?
I'm not. People in New Japan don't like me. They don't know who I am at the end of the day, but it's okay. It's okay. It's all right.
We've got to make sure they all know about J News, guys.
No. You know what it is. I'm better off being over here in the side. And then when I say wild shit, it can come up and people are like, "Who's this guy?" I'm that guy. You know what I'm saying?
Love it. Hard finisher saying Jay lacking. Yo. More, you got to get Genesis J up on things, man. He gotta hook you up. Genesis J will get you in one of these factions. Shout outs to Genesis J. I don't see him in the chat though. But let's talk about Resurgence. How excited are you guys for this Friday show? Let's give it a 0 to 10. Where are you at anticipation hype wise? We'll start with J News.
Just because I'm looking forward to half of the card. Which is better than some of the recent shows. I am at a good 8.5 for Resurgence. I'm actually looking forward to Resurgence. To be honest, it is good for me because I'm a night owl, so I get to be up for work and at the same time watch some New Japan on the screen while I'm doing what I got to do at the end of the day. So appreciate New Japan whenever they are U.S. local bound, be it on the West Coast, or here on the East Coast. So I can appreciate that. So good 8.5 for me, and that's where I'm taking it.
Sonal, what about you?
7.5. It was higher until I realized the time. But I'm like Jane. There's like most of the matches I'm very excited for, and it'll get me up. And that's worth something.
Yeah, I'm very much prepared to watch this in the morning. So the time doesn't really make a difference to me. I do like when it is in the East Coast that I can like focus more on a New Japan show than torture myself and watch SmackDown. So I mean, I wish that it was starting at like 8 Eastern, so I could have watched that over SmackDown and go to sleep at the end of the show. But I'll try to probably watch the last hour of SmackDown and the first hour of this show at the same time. Go to sleep at 4. Yeah, go to sleep at like 4-ish and then wake up maybe towards the main event matches of the Best of Super Juniors, and then watch what I missed from Resurgence, watch what I missed from Best of Super Juniors. It's going to be a hectic schedule for me Saturday morning, so I'll keep it modest and I'll keep it at an 8. I'm at an 8. I'm right in the middle of the both of you. I'll go with an 8 out of 10 because I am looking forward to, especially like the bottom, the last 4 to 5 matches I think are going to be really good on this show. So let's talk about it. First, we got the kickoff matchup as we're going to crown a new strong survivor. It's going to be Alan Breeze going one-on-one with CJ Tino. Zane J, of course, is now in the New Japan dojo, so he has relinquished the strong survivor. So we got 2 NJPW Academy members going at it here. CJ Tino was the last man to challenge Zane J for the strong survivor, losing at Windy City Riot before he made the announcement that he was heading over to Japan to continue his training in the dojo. So who's going to walk out the victor here? I'm going to go with CJ Tino, since he was the last person who gave Zane J a good fight. I'll go with him here. Sonal, who you got?
I'm going to be honest. I don't really know much about them. For me, I don't like, whereas I seem to have like a connection when I watch the Young Lion match, the Strong Survivor just hasn't really struck with me in any way. So I'm indifferent. Either of them can win and it probably won't.
I get it.
Huge difference. I feel bad for saying that, but it's just.
No, I do get it. That's why I tried to give as much information as possible, but all I know is that they're New Japan Pro Wrestling Academy because these New Japan Strong shows are so infrequent. It's one every month, whereas with the Young Lions, you're seeing them like 4 to 5 times a month with the Road 2 shows and.
But also, it's not just matches against each other; they're teaming with the veterans as well, which helps you because even if you don't watch the pre-show matches, you're always going to watch them when they're wrestling, like the Hontai and things.
Yeah. J News.
This is going to be Alan Breeze's second, and because I watched that much New Japan Pro Wrestling overall, this is going to be his second Strong Survivor match. He actually had a match against Matt Vandergriff in all those.
Wow. You remember those Grant Vandergriff matches? See, you're a real fan.
That's like way back.
So him getting a second match versus CJ Tino's second match. This might be the first New Japan Academy strong survivor match that probably goes to a draw at the end of the day.
Ooh,
so that's my call for it. Yeah.
That's fair. Are you gonna make a prediction, Sonal? Who do you think is gonna win this one?
What were the names again?
CJ Tino. CJ Tino. Someone clip that. That's a gift right there.
All right, so let's be realistic about this, and I like to be honest. And we usually have a lot of fun, but the reality of it is ever since Shibata left the dojo in LA, things have not felt the same. Not that they don't look the same; they haven't felt the same, right? Yeah. There's a difference between a Shibata young boy and what they have going on right now. So
I don't feel
in a roster show, young boy.
Yeah.
I don't feel invested in like when they had, obviously we talked about like Clark and games of that was like the Young Lions system. You could see they ran to the ring, they did the moves that you knew and you could get invested in them. But like Jane, you said, it's just this doesn't feel like they've said it's different. It's the New Japan Academy, but like I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm a traditionalist, and obviously for me, I like the dojo system. It felt very New Japan.
No, I get it. So CJ Tino and Alan Breeze is the names.
I'm gonna go with Alan Breeze. There's no logic behind that.
There you go.
You're going with the better name. He has the better name of the two, so I understand it. And yes, Valev, I did see your comment. He says Sour Boy is Carl Anderson. Yeah, that was the BTE bit. I try to forget anything that the Good Brothers or Ryan Nemeth did on BTE. Those were the
but you say you want to forget about the Good Brothers. We're gonna have to talk about them later on. Because I assume that's.
I think we all assume this. I think we all assume.
Yeah.
There's
as soon as it was announced, there's
a reason as to why the nickname is the Good Brother J News. You know what I'm saying? So I'll never down talk the Good Brothers unless they do stupid shit. Carl, you got lots of making up to do.
After that last New Japan run, we don't talk about it.
You know, I love the Good Brothers too. I got to interview Luke Gallows, so I know what they're here for. They're here for the check.
I mean, I met them in 2022. Maybe they were fine. They were nice.
Yeah, they're awesome. They're cool. They're very cool when you meet them.
Fun guys.
Yeah, fun guys. That don't necessarily mean I need to like what they do. But we do got your boy Genesis J, your good brother. He says, gotta go. J News is my dog for real. Thanks for the shout out. Of course, Genesis J. You're a real one. You're a real one. All right, let's talk about the main card here with the aforementioned trainer of New Japan Pro Wrestling Academy, Fred Rosser, goes one-on-one with one of his students, his prize student of the New Japan Pro Wrestling Academy, Matt Vandergriff, as Matt Vandergriff has finally been promoted to the main card. He's going to go one-on-one with this trainer here. Student versus teacher battle. J News, who you got?
Being that Matt Vandergriff is actually American enhancement talent, I do think that Fred Rosser will win this match. That's just my take, but that's where I'm going with it.
He does dress like your local jobber. Sonal's life, we got.
He dresses like your local jobber. Fair enough. Yeah, I'm gonna go for Rosser. He's a veteran, isn't he? Because like he's one of the coaches, isn't he, at the academy? It's like putting, I don't know, like one of the it's like putting Shingo Takagi against someone who's just like graduated from the dojo and having Shingo lose. But not like, not a Suji come back from the excursion, but like Wato. When Wato came back, we loved him, but it wasn't a very impactful like return from excursion. It's like that.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Rosser here, definitely against Vandergriff. It doesn't feel like they are pushing Matt Vandergriff to anything yet. Hero 99 asking us, isn't Matt part of a faction? Not that I know of.
Me neither. Vala would probably, he knows a little bit more of the detail stuff when it comes to some of the other talents. So if he says no, I'm going with what Vala says. I
don't think any of them have any of the guys who have been in the academy setting, like, because obviously they've not been to Japan. There's not an academy faction. Maybe they should make.
Not that I'm aware.
And they really haven't had like anybody join faction since like Clark joined the War Dogs on a New Japan Strong show. Like that was the last time I remember anybody joining a faction on a NJPW Strong show, not a proper Japan show. So we'll see if it happens in the future. We will definitely keep you updated on that. But let's talk about the first title match on this card for the NJPW Strong Openweight Tag Team Championships. The world-class Wrecking Crew, Joel Nelson and Royce Isaac, will defend the titles against United Empire's Templario and TJP. It was TJP who sat in and watched up close the world-class Wrecking Crew pick up the victory over the Intergalactic Jet Setters back at Windy City Riot. He basically snatched up one of the titles, did a little tug of war to basically stake his claim to the championship. teased that it would be with a member of United Empire, and he chose the newest, the second to newest member of the group, the masked star from CMLL, Templario, who is coming off of a good matchup against El Desperado during the road to Wrestling Dontaku for the IWGP Junior Heavyweight Championship. A lot of questions were like, why isn't Templario part of Best of Super Juniors? But he is going to be on a big show over the weekend when the tournament starts. So a little bit of an answer there. But Sonal, who you got? World Class Wrecking Crew or United Empire?
I don't like World Class Wrecking Crew. I've just not got an attachment to them. I think it was that time where they had just like 20 matches with Rossa and like Tom Lawler. And it just like put me off. But I'm going to be interested to see TJP because this is TJP's first New Japan match since the whole drama llama started. I was surprised he was still on the show, to be honest. No, because New Japan is very much like they stick to kayfabe. It's very much like internal. The last person who had like a bit of a meltdown with everything happening was Kota Ibushi, and obviously he's never been back in New Japan since. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see just because. I think I understand that we're at a point where we know wrestling, it's like there's wrestling and then there's the outside thing. But certain things should, I feel, kept. It became very toxic. And I'm almost going to feel awkward watching it because I've noticed that since obviously Cobb and TJ have left, and there's obviously, I'm not taking sides here. I mentioned this, I'm not dealing with anything that's going on. But the Empire in Japan now feel closer than ever. Do you know what I mean? They're taking pictures together. They're having so much fun. And I know I'm going to feel a bit awkward watching TJP doing this after everything that went down. Basically him calling out a lot of like stuff going on.
Yeah, it is kind of awkward, and I think that TJP, it won't be back in Japan, it seems like. It seems like he's just going to be doing the NJPW Strong shows, and he kind of alluded to that in his big spiel that he talked about kind of breaking kayfabe on Reddit like he did, that he has a family out here, he has kids, he's got his wife, so he wants to stay close to home. He had a spot in the Best of Super Juniors tournament that he turned down before not re-signing with the company, so he's on this pair.
He's like, I will never be in a Best of Super Junior again. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I mean, it was obvious last year he did not want to be a junior anymore. He wanted to be more open weight or heavyweight. They really didn't give him like a spot or some direction in that regard at all. So now he's kind of in a state where he's just going to do the per appearance for the New Japan Strong shows. All of that to say, I'm going with the World Class Wrecking Crew to pick up.
Sorry, I didn't mention
and retain the titles.
Sorry, I was meant to bring that up, but obviously I just wanted to bring that up. Yeah, same.
J News.
I'm expecting TJP to be a professional, which means TJP is going to turn on Templario and see his way out of the United Empire. The World Class Wrecking Crew will win. Volib, you're wrong. Thank you.
To be fair, if he wants to air everything that he did it. There's no way they can keep promoting him as a member of the Empire.
Absolutely. Yeah. So you keep it in line with what's going on in real life. You break him away from the United Empire. You make him a heel here in the U.S. and you have him drum it all up. I mean, not the drama itself, but you make him just.
We're not bringing the drama again.
Don't bring the drama.
No.
Leave that drama for your mama at the end of the day, like they used to say back in the day. But you make TJP a heel, and you let that work for what it's worth at the end of the day. But don't have him connected to the United Empire anymore. There's probably not going to be any other members of the United Empire at the California show because everybody's still in Japan. So it would work best for TJP to turn on Templario without Templario having any help, unless they bring back like that other dude who was a part of New Japan Strong in the early days, that masked wrestler. I forget what his name is right now, but he was a luchador himself.
So someone knows, put it in the chat, please.
But the
only way I would like them to use this is if TJP, his heel character's goal is to destroy the United Empire, since his Reddit comments already tried to do that.
Don't let him near them. Don't let him near.
Yeah. I think we should keep them. We should keep them separate for the time being. You know what I'm saying? But have him waste Templario to turn heel, and then cost them the match per se. The World Class Wrecking Crew, they'll be in some sort of suspended state of shock for a couple of minutes or whatever. Maybe he joins the World Class Wrecking Crew. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? So,
what? No, I'm good.
Because they're all shitty heels at the end of the day, right? The World Class Wrecking Crew now and how they're doing it. So you do that and you go from there. I told you, wild shit sometimes comes from me, but I tell you what, it might just work. It might just work.
If that happens, that is the best predictive booking that has ever happened. If he turns on Templario and joins the World Class Wrecking Crew.
World Class Wrecking Crew is going to be a stable. Oh, God bless us. Now let's talk about the good matches on this card, because we got an interesting one, as we're going to see more Bullet Club versus Bullet Club drama in a way, as you're going to have the new representative, the Soul Group, that are officially a part of Bullet Club in New Japan Pro Wrestling, the Bullet Club War Dogs, Gabe Kidd, David Finlay, Clark Connors, and Gato versus former Bullet Club members Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, the Young Bucks of the Elite, and X, two mystery partners that they are bringing along with them. They said that they're going to bring back the old clique, some old members, and of course, that is why most of us believe it will be the Good Brothers making their return to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Ironically enough, the Young Bucks already posted a picture with them and Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows on social media this week. So it seems like this is all but a foregone conclusion at this point. Because Gato is on one side of this matchup, I have to pick Matthew and Nicholas Jackson's team. I'm going to pick the OG Bullet Club, the super elite, getting the victory here. Sonal?
Like you said, there's a Gato there, isn't there? You can't have a Gato and Gato not get pinned.
Kind of is what it is.
It's like,
we'll probably get the Magic Killer 1, 2, 3, just too sweet.
The sky is blue, the grass is green, Gato's gonna get pinned.
Those are the facts of life. J News.
If I'm gonna say anything positive about the good brother Carl, it's that he is now, I believe, several months sober. So shouts to Carl for that.
Yeah.
And getting his shit together. But yeah, like you guys said, Gato's there. The Good Brothers aren't taking a pin, not in America at least, and neither are Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. So yeah, there you go. Thank you, folks. 500 days sober for good Carl. So shouts to him for that. And yeah, man. Gato's gonna take the pin. I wonder if this is gonna continue over in Japan. If they're gonna continue the infighting, former Bullet Club members and all that stuff or whatever. So you never know. Because they do start, feuds here in the US and they want to transfer them over there. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, the Good Brothers want to come over. They can go after the tag team titles. Just still after the tag team. No singles runs, Carl. But yes,
they don't need to come over for the tag. No.
Valo does also mention what's funny is that the Good Brothers are wrestling War Dogs again on Maple Leaf Pro later in the weekend. Yeah, they got 2 shows on Saturday and Sunday for Maple Leaf Pro, and yeah, they'll be facing, I believe it's David Finlay and Drilla Maloney on that show. So should be a good one, should be an interesting one. So I think we're all got the Good Brothers making their return here, and seems like we all got them winning as well. But then we got the top 4 matches, which I said are kind of like the meat of the steak of this whole card. Starting off with a battle that's going to be two meaty men slapping meat and beating the crap out of one another for the strong openweight championship. Tomohiro Ishii makes his first defense after defeating David Finlay in the 30-minute Iron Man matchup at Windy City Riot. He defends against Gabe Kidd, defeating Gabe Kidd in the 30-minute Iron Man matchup at Windy City Riot. He faces Gabe Kidd's Bullet Club War Dogs teammate, stablemate, Drilla Maloney. Drilla has put on some great matches as a singles competitor in the heavyweight division. Now he takes his chance at the strong openweight championship here. This should be awesome. I think this is going to be a banger. I think this is going to be probably the dark horse for match of the night, but I'm going to go with Ishii to retain. J News.
Yeah, Stone Pitbull for the win here, man. But like you said, man, this should be a banger. Shouts to Drill Maloney for basically overhauling his career in the last couple of years and being more consistent and definitely showing off the skill set that the WWE didn't see in him. So, shouts to him and continued success in Japan, brother. But this ain't your match yet. This ain't the title yet. So it's going to be the Stone Pitbull for the win, and it's going to be a banger.
We all seem to agree there. Sonal, who you got?
Yeah, I mean, Drill is amazing, and he's put on some phenomenal match, but Ishii's he's just won it. We can't be taking after Stone Pitbull too soon.
Yeah, let him have this run. This might be one of his last title runs, singles title runs of his career. We're getting to that stage with all these guys that we came up with when we first started watching.
Say that,
New
but
Japan.
Goto's just won the world title.
This is true. But I said this with J News when we talked about Dontaku. I said this is his first and probably his last IWGP World Heavyweight Championship run. That's why he's making it count, and he's becoming the greatest champion of that title's history.
But can you imagine though if New Japan do the same with Ishii, and it's just we're just cruising along, and they say, "Bam! Ishii is world champion." Oh my God.
I would love it. I would be so happy.
No, because I feel like
they've been for years.
No, because I feel like New Japan didn't expect Goto to be as popular a champion as. I feel like Ishii will be the same. He's someone who has worked his way through, has been very consistent. And I can imagine, again, you don't have to give him a long run, but can you imagine that pop when he wins?
Yeah. I think that New Japan didn't expect. They just thought that the Goto Revolution was a tagline. That's what they thought it was.
It's a way of life.
And it's a way of life, and the fan base is with him. I agree, man. If Ishii were to when even the global at this point, it would be a thing.
Any IWGP would be great.
Yeah. So shouts to Ishii, but I think we're all in consensus. The Stone Pitbull for the win.
That's how you build the rivalry. The G in IWGP stands for Goto. The I in IWGP stands for Ishii.
No,
that's the rivalry right there. It's whose letter represents
Goto SP3. The G in IWGP stands for Shingo Takagi.
I have two G's. I have
Can I just say, because again,
my first name, one G in my last name.
Like I said, because I wasn't here for the review, Shingo Takagi is my new spirit animal. As soon as he decided to drop you've got kids, you've got a wife, you've got a hunter, you've got a child, he's like, I've got no belt, I've got no wife, I've got no kids, and I probably don't have a faction. I was like, we have the same person. Me and Shingo.
You have a faction. You said earlier you're a TMDK girl. You have a faction.
Yeah, I know, but I'm too far from them. It's a thing. So really, me and Shingo just going through existential crises at the same time.
Oh, that's lovely. But we're gonna talk about the belt that Ishii made famous, the Never Openweight Championship, because someone else is trying to make it famous, and that's the current champion, Konosuke Takeshita. He defends here against El Phantasmo in a rivalry that's been basically building before our eyes. These two men went at it and were the highlight of the six-way ladder match last year at Forbidden Door for the TNT Championship, highlighted by Takeshita hitting a ridiculous Blue Thunder Bomb off the apron. They then met again in the G1 Climax tournament in Kurgan Hall and put on one of the best matches of last year. 5-star instant classic with Takeshita beating El Phantasmo there. The two men made this challenge, had an interaction following Takeshita picking up the victory over Hiroshi Tanahashi at Windy City Riot that set up this matchup here. You also have the underlying stuff with Rocky Romero, who teamed up with El Phantasmo at Windy City Riot and then attacked him, only to join up with Takeshita in the Don Callis family afterwards. And then the two men met for El Phantasmo's NJPW TV Championship at Wrestling Dontaku, wrestling an absolute splendid bout that went to a 15-minute time limit draw. Can El Phantasmo finally beat Takeshita, or will this run for as never openweight champion continue for the Alpha? J News, who you got?
Man, it's gonna be one of those matches, and I said this when we did the review for Dontaku, the same way that they both came out looking great in the draw. I expect for both men to come out looking great in this particular match, but someone's got to win here, and I don't see New Japan Pro Wrestling taking the Never Openweight Championship away from Konosuke Takeshita right now, because Takeshita is the alpha of this entire industry right now. So I got to give him props for that. So I'm going with Takeshita for the win here, but it should be a fantastic match, though.
Yeah, and I think this could steal the entire show here. I'm gonna go with Takeshita to retain, but I am almost certain this is not going to be the final match they have this year. I think they're both going to be in the same block in the G1. And I said it during the Dontaku review. I'll say it here. I think that's when ELP will finally beat Takeshita. And that should be back in Kurgan Hall, where it will be an explosive pop if he is able to do it. So then, we got here.
So wait a minute. Before you start. So if you're saying that they run it back at the G1, that means the title won't be on the line. If Konosuke Takeshita is still the never openweight champion by that time, do they have the rubber match at Forbidden Door? Do they do that just for the sake of putting it on a bigger platform? Who's to say? But I think that might be
everyone loves ELP in the UK. He obviously spent a lot of time here doing that's when I used to watch him in
Rev Pro. So. Yeah. Sonal, who you got?
Yeah, I have Takeshita. I think I knew that the show that Dontaku would be a time limit draw because I knew that they wouldn't have Takeshita lose, but then they wouldn't have ELP lose. And obviously this is the perfect way. Like the 15-minute time limit works that you can push these stories. But I think, Takeshita will retain. I think he's doing great things with the Never Belt, pushing it, like giving it a presence that hasn't for a long time. And I don't think it's yet time for ELP to have 2 belts. Not yet. Let him focus on the belt he's got and just increase the prestige after Okan lost it on the first defense.
Yeah. Would it be the first time that ELP had 2 belts? He was the the strong openweight tag team champion and IWGP tag team champion at the same time. But I agree, it's Takeshita. You got to ride the hot hand. He's the best wrestler in the world right now, in my opinion, bell to bell. So we shall see. I have not watched the last HOG wrestling, Jeremy, but I will try. He says, what do you think of HOG wrestling? Takeshita and Santana was great, ? I don't know, but I'll check it out. I did hear that it was a non-finish. So I think that's probably one of the main reasons why I haven't seeked it out just quite yet. Because if it had a finish, I think I would be more willing to go seek it out quickly. But I'm taking my time going through different shows. But let's talk about the double main event billing for the final 2 matches here. As first, for the NJPW Strong Women's Championship, it will be Mercedes Mone defending against Azumi and Mina Shirakawa. Mercedes has a long history with Azumi dating back to when she first won the IWGP Women's Championship. She basically said that the one person from Stardom she wanted to first was Azumi, and she did face her, but only in a 3-way matchup at Sakura Genesis 2023 with Hazuki. A great matchup that was, where Mercedes retained the gold, but she went on to lose the IWGP Women's Championship to Mayu Iwatani at All-Star Grand Queendom in 2023. Her history with Mina Shirakawa dates back to this past January when they faced in a title matchup for the Strong Women's Championship and Rev Pro Undisputed British Women's Championship, where Mercedes picked up the victory to become 4 belts Mone in an excellent encounter in the Tokyo Dome this past January at Wrestle Dynasty. But then we had Mina going one-on-one with Azumi at Windy City Riot to determine the number 1 contender for this championship, and it went to a double count out with both women being evenly matched and getting counted out to have a non-finish, and then it was made a 3-way matchup for Resurgence, Mercedes Mone has reigned as NJPW Strong Women's Champion for nearly a year. If she is able to retain here, she will make it 1 year since her reign, as she will just need one more month to make it a full year as NJPW Strong Women's Champion. This seems like this would be the perfect way to have Mercedes drop the title without her losing, but I think that this is another issue. This is another situation of New Japan needs to just ride these hot hands. I think I'm going to say the same thing about the main event as well. Just ride the hot hand. Ride the hot hand with Takeshita as never openweight champion. Ride the hot hand as Mercedes Mone, because she has been the top draw for NJPW Strong shows in the United States. I think you need to continue that, have her retain this title, and continue her 4 belts Mone era. Sonal?
Yeah, I mean, like, realistically, I know that's going to happen. But in my heart, I'd love Azumi to win. I'm such a soft spot for Azumi. I mean, I have a soft spot for Mina as well. But it'd be so cool for her to win. But yeah, you're right. Like, Mercedes holding this belt, it adds an extra level of prestige. Similar to Takeshita holding the Never title. 2 belts which have so much potential if they're on the right person. And yeah, like you said, Mercedes has all those belts. She might as well keep them for a little bit longer.
Yeah, I think this match is going to be fantastic, though. I think all 3 ladies
so
are
dynamic.
Yeah, it is going to be like that.
Also, are you saying so? It's like tied main event. They're actually going to get given time. How exciting!
30-minute time limit. Yeah.
How exciting!
J News.
That's a great point that Sonal brought up. These ladies are going to actually get time. So this is not going to be a quick 10-minute romp as they usually get, or 8 to 10-minute romp as the ladies usually get on these New Japan shows. I'm with y'all. I feel like Mercedes retains her championship here. I'm waiting to see as to what becomes of Mina over here in the US. She posted on her either her Instagram or Twitter, or whatever the case is. She finally made the move. It's official.
Yeah,
She's
really
here in the US
post. I was like,
to stay. So that's a thing. So we will see here. We will see her here in the US full time going forward, and it should be a tremendous match. My hope is, like Sonal said, and like SP3 said, can we get this to be a high speed match? Can Mercedes keep up? Because
I don't know about that.
She might have to slow the pace down.
We saw what happened when it was Azumi and Hazuki. It made Mercedes look like she was the slowest person in the matchup.
Yeah,
but I think that's the thing. The Stardom wrestlers are so fast. Like, even if you watch the tag match, do you know the one at Dontaku? They're on the Stardom are on a level of their own, and I think it'd be risky to try and go high speed just because I don't know if Mercedes will come out looking as good as she could do.
Just got to train it, man. You got to train high speed. If you don't know it, you got to train it, man. At the end of the day, it's not. It's the pace of it all is what makes the match, obviously. But I expect this to be a tremendous match. I expect this to be very good for all the ladies taking part in it. I don't know where Azumi goes from all this. She just recently lost to SLK over in Stardom and things of that nature. Obviously, Mina's here, and Mercedes is going to continue on where she's going to continue on. So it's going to be interesting to see as to what happens to the other 2 ladies involved in this match going forward.
Chocobo staged with a different prediction, saying Mina pins Azumi here, and Hassan says the same thing. He's going with Mina. It wouldn't surprise me if Mina won, especially like you said, like Sage said, if she pins Azumi, that would make a lot of sense. But I feel like you're negating the money that you can make with the big time matches that you can do potentially at All In Texas, where Mercedes having all these belts against Timeless Tony
carrying
Storm.
It all in, like the image of her just with all of them like on her.
Exactly. Or what I want, she loses to Hayter at Double or Nothing, and we do Mercedes Athena 2 with the TBS Championship and Ring of Honor Women's Championship on the line at All In Texas. That's what I want. Fingers crossed. Have Jamie Hayter win.
That would be the bigger deal. I think that would be the bigger deal, but hey, it is what it is.
I mean, I won't say that. I think the bigger deal is Mercedes and Timeless Tony Storm. Those are the two biggest woman stars in AEW.
From a drawing standpoint, I understand you. I understand what you're saying, but like if Mercedes wants to collect more gold, if they want to go that route, right, it would be a bigger deal. But yeah.
We got so good. Jeremy says, so Mercedes been so slow lately. I wouldn't say that. I'm just saying in comparison to Stardom talent, yeah, she's gonna look slow.
That's that. But then most people, now I even say the junior heavyweights in New Japan would be like snails compared to them.
Yeah, in some aspects, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Greg saying Ultimo Dragon Mercedes. I mean, she's getting to that point.
There'll never be another one, man. That man held 8 championships at one time. So it's like
best in game. And then finally, we got the other half of the double main event for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Hirooki Goto defends against the man he beat for the championship this past February and new beginning in Osaka, Zack Sabre Jr. These two men put on one of the best matches of the year, an emotional battle where Hirooki Goto used all the inspiration from his kids, the passing of his father, to finally, after 8 failed attempts, win the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship, and he's gone on a stellar run since then. He's put down the past with Hiroshi Tanahashi and Yuji Nagata. He's put down the present with David Finlay, the winner of the New Japan Cup tournament. He's put down the future with Shota Umino and Callum Newman, and now he faces a rival of his in Zack Sabre Jr., the man that he defeated to become the champion in the first place. Zack, in the meantime, has picked up 2 huge, big singles victories to set him up for this opportunity, beating David Finlay at Windy City Riot in an unofficial #1 contenders matchup, as we talked about it for Windy City Riot. And then again, he picked up another big victory against the ace, Hiroshi Tanahashi. So he's beaten 2 of the men that Hirooki Goto has defeated in this title reign to get back to the top. Who walks out IWGP World Heavyweight Champion? Sonal? You're muted.
I knew that was going to happen. Now, to be fair, I've lasted this long. The Goto Revolution continues because there is someone who just suffered an existential crisis who is waiting to end that revolution at Dominion.
Yes.
So
yes.
We all know I love Zack Sabre Jr. He's the Prime Minister of the UK, but I think that they're going to put an amazing match, but I think he's going to lose. Goto's going to retain, but Shingo might have something to say about that come Dominion.
I think the bigger matchup is Shingo Takagi and Goto, the 2 greatest IWGP World Heavyweight Champions, doing battle at one of the biggest shows of the year. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Goto to retain here, but I expect this match, like the last 3 matches, I think are all gonna deliver in different ways. I think we're gonna have a fast-paced 3-way with Mercedes and Mina and Azumi. We're gonna have a hard-hitting banger with ELP and Takeshita, and it's similar to that with Tomohiro Ishii and Drilla Maloney. And then you're going to have this technical wrestling kind of emotional battle in the main event with Goto and ZSJ here. But J News, who you got?
Yeah, man, the revolution continues, man. Can't say anything else but that right now. And it's like I stated during the review for Dontaku, man. I cannot cement Hirooki Goto is the greatest IWGP World Heavyweight Champion until he beats Shingo Takagi.
He's already the greatest. Already the greatest.
Until he beats Shingo. Until he beats Shingo, he's not the greatest, man. He's not the greatest.
He's the greatest in my heart.
He's the greatest he's the greatest, period. So no, not in your heart. Goto is the greatest IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. Greatest winner.
You know what's so funny though? Is like I remember because we've been saying we want a Goto and we've been saying it for ages, right? And it's like everyone was doubting us. Like they were like, "Oh, he's just not going to be good. He's just going to be a thing." But I love that Goto has proven so many people. Like I see you out there on the internet, people saying Goto's the greatest. You were doubting. You were doubting it before.
Oh, I was. I had him losing. I had him losing to David Finlay.
I remember you saying I wasn't going to call you out, SP3.
But this is called growth, ladies and gentlemen. I seen it with my own eyes, like how I changed my mind and I changed my opinion of David Finlay. I was down on Finlay when he first became the leader of the Bullet Club, and he was cosplaying Jay White and Evil, and now I'm saying he's the most improved wrestler of the past 2 years because he's grown into the role and he's excelled at the role now. And Goto has done similar to that, where he started out and I was like, oh, this is a short run. David Finlay probably beat him after he wins the New Japan Cup. But once he beats Finlay, he's facing Shota Umino. I'm like, I'm not going for Shota here. It's got to be Goto. Then he puts on that matchup with Callum Newman and gives Callum Newman the best match of his career. He set the record for most title defenses in one reign as IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. He's got to be the best. Like, I can accept when he is the best. And now I'm saying, okay, we've already passed the point of no return. He beat David Finlay. Now he just needs to hold the title for the rest of the year. I'm at that point. It's like he has to hold the title for the rest. He has to be the one who's going to pass the torch to the new generation.
I say this, but like I kind of low key, like I obviously don't know what's happening in the future. Like again, I've said on social media about Forbidden Door, and again, I don't know about like Royal Quest. I would love to see Goto in the UK as champion. That's kind of just all I want. Like, I don't even know. Like, normally Royal Quest happens in October, and I've got a wedding in October on a Saturday. So I'm like praying that if Goto holds it, this Royal Quest doesn't happen that weekend, so I can find. Because it's been too long since I've seen Goto. Goto has not been to the UK for a very long time.
You gotta come to Forbidden Door. Come to the Forbidden Door. Just apply for media.
Have you not seen her tweets about the crazed prices?
I know. That's why I just said apply for media.
The funny thing is, though, is I get so many people, and like this is going off a tangent again. Some people saying, "But it's cheaper than WWE." I was like, "Well, congrats to them," but I'm still not justifying. Like I always compare the prices. The most I pay a lot of money for K-pop concerts, right? And again, it's like the understanding that they have to ship like all the members, all the clothes, all the dance, all the sets. But these AEW prices are like 2-3 times the price. And people saying, but it's the O2. I have seen K-pop groups at the O2, and the prices are nowhere near that.
Yeah, I mean,
trying to set a gate record.
Can't defend it. But
no, and that's the thing people say. But if you like it, it's I like it, but there's got to be a point where you say this is enough. Like I don't want to have to waste my entire bank account to enjoy something. Do you know what I mean? To do it. Like why should it just be for the rich? Oh, but get one in the top. If anyone doesn't know, the O2 is sort of like it's kind of like a vertical, and so if you're at the top, it's very difficult. One, like you can see it, but it's not very comfortable if you're not good with heights. So I'm not going to be paying 80 quid to be on actually, and this is the thing, one of the seats on the back row right at the top was still £80.
It's kind of OD.
You can tell she's frustrated. She said the word quit. You know it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's when you know it's serious with the British person.
I'll say this, and it's not gonna sound unpopular at the end of the day, but coming from me, the good brother J News, this is a sour taste of reality. Goto's current IWGP World Heavyweight Championship run is what New Japan wanted Sonata's run to be.
This is true. That's actually true.
We're getting what we should have gotten last year. Now, better late than never. And shouts to Goto-san and everything that he's been doing as of late. Like I said, until he beats Shingo, man, he's not the greatest in my book.
I'm glad though that they did it with Goto. Like I guess because Sonata he can have a few more years, but like SPC you mentioned, like this probably will be Goto's last reign, and to have it at such a high, it makes me really tearful because I'm like Goto waited so long for this, and he's getting the title run he deserves.
Yeah, Jeremy, I'm specifying the greatest IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. This variation of the belt, the unified IWGP Heavyweight Championship and Intercontinental Championship, they merged back in 2021, or no, I think it's 2020. In 2020, and they created a new lineage for the title. So this specific belt, it's not greater than Okada's run from 2016 to 2018, where he set the record with what was was it 13 or 12 or 13 title defenses, and it ended with the greatest match ever with Kenny Omega at Dominion 2018. That's the greatest IWGP Heavyweight Championship reign ever. This is the greatest IWGP World Heavyweight Championship run, what Goto is accomplishing right now. So
I think it'll be difficult generally, no matter what title, to beat that Okada reign, because that was so iconic.
Yeah, 2 years, like setting the record for title defenses and length. Like I don't think even Roman Reigns' 4-year run in WWE, it pales in comparison to that Okada run because of the level of matches that he was having.
That's really where it's at, man. And for folks who keep on saying that the in-ring matches and the psychology of stuff doesn't matter, you're sadly mistaken.
Indeed.
Sadly.
Indeed.
It's very important.
But we've made it to the end of our Resurgence preview here. I want to thank you all for joining us live. I want to thank J News and Sonal, as always, for joining me here. Sonal, you got plenty of great content on your channel. Let everybody know where they can follow you on social media, where they can get your channel, and what you got going on.
Yeah, so actually the past few weeks have been very busy. I just, obviously after the Dontaku shows, I posted my reviews. I've got a few little small videos which I'm going to start doing, like rather than just long ones. Tomorrow I'm going to have my Best of Super Junior preview out, and obviously coming Saturday after the show, I might be very tired, but there will be a Resurgence review as well. So make sure to subscribe to Sonal's Life and follow me on the X at wrestling_chat to make sure you are the first people to know where my videos have been posted.
And J News, let everybody know where they can follow you and what you got going on.
Yeah, y'all can follow me on the Twitter machine. I refuse to call it X because at the end of the day, what the hell? Y'all can follow me on the Twitter machine. You can follow me on Instagram. I am on Twitter. It's at JohnLYFNMG. I always repost what we do streaming wise via True Heel Heat on there. So if you ever see that on your stream, that's me. And you can also catch me on Instagram _JONJY. And you'll see me this week, depending as to whenever the team puts up the Best of Super Juniors preview. And then on Sunday, as per the always 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Hit the Ropes podcast with me and the lovely Dolores on our relative YouTube channels.
Yes, indeed. And you can follow me on the Twitter machine at TrueHillSP3. You can follow the gang, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok at True Hill Heat, patreon.com/True Hill Heat. $3 a month to get you exclusive content. The best place to support us when we are not live here. But we got plenty of content for you to enjoy here, like our NJPW Wrestling Dontaku 2025 review that we did earlier this week. Check out Rated Raw review from yesterday, number 66, reviewing this past Monday's episode of Monday Night Raw with CM Punk's return. And yes, probably dropping later tonight on the True Hill Heat Wrestling YouTube channel will be our NJPW Best of Super Juniors 32 preview. So check that out as we're going to give our predictions for the A block, the B block, and the winner of this year's tournament. Check that out and enjoy Resurgence this Friday, NJPWWorld.com, as well as Triller.tv. It is available for you to watch, so enjoy that. And of course, we'll be back to review the show next week, so join us for that as well. But for Sonal, for J News, it is me, your True Hill Phenom SP3. This has been our NJPW Resurgence 2025 preview. We are signing off until next time.